Get knocked, Sparta! No hug needed!
Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to have with me Sky Sports' very own Mr. Adam Smith. Adam, how are we?
Fantastic tournament, lived up to everything we hoped it would do. The 8 of them could all hold their heads up high. We got absolutely brilliant fights, different fights. Stylistically, there were excellent quarterfinals. And as for Dylan Chima, he just grew in stature, in age, in boxing ability all the way through the night, and it's a wonderful story for Coventry. So I'm pleased to be back here. It's been a while. You know, I used to come here with Dean Pithy and Richie Everett and Neil Simpson, who was here tonight, you know, back a long time ago with Sky, and Coventry's always had a really good support, so really pleased to be back here, and it's great that the local kid won, and he was brilliant, and so were so many of them, and the final was one of the best 9 minutes you'll ever see, so fabulous.
I know boxers have had this series and these types of fights for many years, but we're now looking for that next group of talent, that next crop, that next pay-per-view star. Are we going to see more of these types of shows?
I think the whole point of the Boxer Sky relationship is that we have the top level fights. You know, we did the Khan Brook, obviously we did Eubank Williams, along with Top Rank did the Josh Taylor and Jack Catchell fights. That's at the world level, but I think it's really important to give the young novices opportunities, the length and breadth of the country. We did it with the lightweights here, we're doing it with the cruiserweights in Manchester, and the tournaments are a really good idea for that, because, you know, they're all devastated they didn't win, apart from Dylan, but they all can revel in the fact that they played their part. They got their taste of a big platform. You know, people like Scott Melvin, who, you know, they've not been heard of really, and I thought they did a great job, all of them. You know, Sean Cooper, Ryland Charlton, all of them were fantastic. Joe as well, Joe Underwood Hughes. You know, he felt he was a little bit unlucky. You know, these things are tight. They can be split on the judges, but I think the right guy won the tournament overall. He got a knockout to start us off, and then he finished it in style in a thunderous final. So yeah, I just think it's brilliant for the young kids, and 40k in the bank for Dylan. He doesn't even need the money. He's got businesses and he works really hard, and I think it's a great story that he doesn't do it for the money, he does it for the love, and that's a real inspiration to the youngsters out there. So we're going to be doing more of them.
Adam, I know you're short for time, but we've had almost 4 shows across the weekend. Next weekend, there's only going to be one show, and it's arguably one of the biggest British fights in recent times. Obviously, we saw Dylan on the first media call a couple of days ago. What did you make of his demeanour and how he looked and how he presented himself? Are we going to be in for a blockbuster bro fight?
Dillian Whyte's ready. He's waited this opportunity for 1,000 days. We worked closely with him for a few years on Sky, and he never ducked anybody. He's a warrior. He's dangerous. He's got an opportunity now of a lifetime, so he's holding himself up in the Algarve, and he'll play ball this week with the media. Don't worry about that. Dillian Whyte's coming to win, but he's got a massive obstacle in front of him in Tyson Fury, who's come back from it's just been an incredible story, hasn't it? And I think there were 3 wins over Deontay Wilder. I don't bat the first one as a draw, but he was brilliant. He's proved himself the premier man, and he's got his homecoming, so he's going to be very, very tough to get past Tyson. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how Dillian goes about it, and I think it'll be a fantastic fight.
What do you make of Tyson's preparation? Obviously, he stayed here in the UK. He hasn't gone away for a first time. The whole setup, his father's with him this time around as well. Obviously, Sugar Hill's coming. He's got Jarrell Miller in his training camp as well. How do you think he's taken this fight? I
think he's taking it really seriously. He knows Dillian Whyte very well. They've shared a camp together before. They've not just sparred, but they've had time. And he knows how dangerous Dillian is. And a lot of people are saying Tyson Fury wins this fight and wins it comfortably. I don't think he's taken this lightly at all. It's his homecoming. He's a fighting man, as he always tells us, and I think he'll have left no stone unturned in the preparation, the build-up, and I think he'll want to go and do a job in front of 94,000 people at Wembley. But I think it's all set for a cracking night.
Adam Smith, IFL TV. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
No hug needed!
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.